I am Slick Nick, the living legend of hair loss, your personal hairline hero, and of course, the red pill pusher of hair loss. Yes, you have control. You get to focus on what you can control instead of focusing on what you can't. Instead of having that victim mentality, you get to be victorious. My name, Nicholas, in Greek means victorious. My grandfather, who was a first generation Italian American, what was on his birth certificate is his name, Alberto Vittorio Metello. His middle name was Vittorio. And my name is Nick. It's a spin-off of that. It's about choosing a victorious mindset. Let's get to work. I don't always know what my videos are going to be about when I start filming them. I just start scrolling in the comments on my other videos. Okay, so here's a great one. I made a video, which I want you to check it out after you watch this one. It's called My Third Hair Video Ever, Getting a Perm in July 1998, age 17. So if nothing else, if you go to my channel and just type in July 1998, I'm sure you'll find the video. I'm gonna attempt to show you here, if I can. Let me brighten this up real quick, just to kind of help you see the wording on that a little bit. Let me get out of the background. That way you can see it. There you go. So there's a little thumbnail of me in the summer of 98 when I was 17. I gotta let the camera focus back on me. There we go. So Jonas Johnson, one of my new favorite viewers, said this, quote, "Do you miss your high school and teenage years sometimes?" To which I said, always. Listen to my song, This Is 40. I mentioned that in the song. Yeah, there's in the bridge of the song that I recently put on this channel called This Is 40, there's a bridge that says, I miss the 80s, I miss the 90s, but this ain't too bad for a midlife crisis. But yeah, that definitely is how I feel. I feel so fortunate to be born in 1981 because the 80s was a great time to be a child and the 90s was a great time to be a teenager. And then by the time I turned 20, then we were in the 2000s basically. But yeah, great time to grow up. But here's what seeing that comment, here's what it made me think of. There's, I guess, a little bit of a debate on, now that I've lost the weight, if I look older or if I look younger. Most people in the comments, which I'm not asking, hey guys, do I look older or younger? But people are volunteering the information and I'm basing some video content off of that. Most people are saying that I definitely look younger now that I have lost a bit of weight. Undeniably, if you go back to my videos in September, you're gonna see someone who's closer to 178 pounds. On a day like today, you're seeing somebody who's sitting right on about 160 pounds. I've lost a decent amount of fat, hopefully not muscle. I am making sure that I consume a decent amount of complex protein as far as my diet so that I don't lose muscle mass. But something I do wonder is, or I don't think I really wondered this is actually what I'm telling you, what I believe, is that ultimately, you can look better when you're older. Imagine that. Is it Edwin McCain? Back when I was in high school, he had that song, I'll Be, and he says something about you'll be better when you're older. I can absolutely tell you that I am better now that I'm older. I was a teenager when that song came out. Now I'm almost 40, and I am telling you, I am better. I'm better because I'm more mature, because I'm less focused on myself and more focused on other people. I've now figured out how to truly be fit and healthy in a way that I never have been before. And what's funny is I feel that I look better now than I did in that video when I was 17. Or even going back to when I was married at age, how old was I in 2008? 27. I was 27 when I got married. It's funny though, isn't that a paradox though? Shouldn't you look worse as you get older? Well, you do get to focus on some things you can control and control some things. You may go bald, that's a fact. You may go bald. And I'm not afraid to tell you that. All you have to do is look in the video right here in that link and you'll find out if you're gonna go bald by 35. You ask yourself the 5 questions and then you find out if you are. And then as a consolation prize, especially if you're gonna go bald, you learn what to start focusing on instead of your appearance. But the thing is, you could go bald by the time you're 20. But you can continue to age and maybe look better and even younger than men who have a full head of hair. It's interesting because hair itself doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good looking person. You could have a perfect head of hair and zero hair loss and still not be necessarily an attractive man. And more relevantly, you could be someone who people don't actually like because you're doing the opposite of these things. So I just think it's interesting that you can actually become better in so many areas as you get older. You can become better looking. You can become a better overall human being because you're more focused on others and not yourself. And that tends to be what happens as you mature. That's a sign of maturity as a man. You're focusing on others, not yourself. Just imagine if I have enough time before my battery runs out on this camera. Imagine if you did the opposite of these things. So these are the things that make you attractive. What if you did the opposite? Instead of being confident, you didn't believe in yourself. You didn't respect women and try to help other men. You never figure out what you're good or bad at. You don't take care of your bodies. You're not healthy, fit, or active. You're very indecisive. You can't commit to anything. You're never a leader. You're just a follower. You're a poor communicator. You're not funny. You have no sense of humor. Even when someone is being funny, you don't get that it's a joke. So when I start every video with, I am Slick Nick, the living legend of hair loss, whatever silly thing I'm saying, if you don't get that that's a joke, that means you have no sense of humor. Because not all sense of humor is... That's not, there are many types of sense of humor out there, but dry wit is another one of them. And people recently, and I made a video about it, have compared me to Paul Rudd, one of my favorites. I've always loved Paul Rudd. He has more of a dry sense of humor. It's, you basically keep people guessing. Is he being serious or not? Because the look on his face, he seems like he's serious. Well, that's dry wit. And then, so lastly, if you're not emotionally intelligent. So anytime anyone possibly says something that could be offensive to you, you get your feelings hurt, you get disrespected, you get upset about it, you get emotionally charged and triggered by what other people say or think or imply. So if you're all of those things, you're not going to be attractive, you're not going to be liked. And as you get older, you're going to become even more unattractive because, well, you'll be aging, which itself can hurt you. But then, like I said, at number 4, if you're not taking care of yourself, with or without hair, you're going to be less attractive. So isn't it interesting? And again, this is red pill right here. Imagine how much control you have over this. You can be like Slick Nick. You can get older, but not necessarily worse. You can get older, but actually better. And of course, you only snowball life experience to have more answers in life anyway. So like number 1 on my list, being confident. I always say that you got to fake it till you make it. People can't tell the difference between real confidence or fake confidence. Well, the older you get, it's that much more the time you actually have answers for people instead of just thinking you know the answers. Your comments belong right here.